Attention, this zone might be too techy for you. Enter at your own risk.
Well, it's time for something a little bit different here. Welcome back to the Techies world, and we're going to be doing a video about this Gateway tower computer here. This is my latest acquisition. I actually got this for free. Funny story about how I got this. Was out one day. I've had this for, oh gosh, about a week now. And I was out one day, and this family was moving, and so they just recently had a moving sale, and they were putting out all the stuff that didn't sell out to the curb for free or garbage or whatever. So I found this tower computer sitting there, and so I picked it up, and it works. And so this is it here. Not entirely sure of the model number of this machine, but I'll give you like a back view here as well. It is a Gateway, and there's all the good stuff there. It was made around 2002, I have figured that out, and it's not a bad little tower. Actually, I do like this case design. This is kind of a nice case design. It's got this little flip-up door here, where it reveals optical and everything else, so I do like that. I think this is a nice design. I have cleaned it up a little bit. Obviously, there's some stuff here that I just can't get rid of. But I haven't tried using alcohol on this yet. I'll probably have to break out the S-Probel and try to clean that up a little bit. But anyway, I thought I'd make a video documenting about the machine and plugged in and working and everything. And what I've done with it so far. And what my future plans with this machine are now. Let's go over the specs of this machine. The specs of this machine I have figured out to be a 2 GHz Pentium 4, which isn't too bad. A whopping 256 megabytes of RAM. That, I am assuming, is its original RAM. It has never been upgraded, to my knowledge. It has, what I found, an 80 gig hard drive, and I'm a little skeptical of that, and I thought, I don't think this machine would have shipped with an 80 gig hard drive. I believe that might have been upgraded at some point. And another instance that I could have figured that out was because on the back here there is a license key for Windows XP Home, but when I powered the machine on, it had XP Pro. So, could be that the hard drive was upgraded to 80 gigs and had a copy of XP Pro put on it. But that's the first time I've ever came across that, where a computer that has a license key for Home actually has Windows XP Pro on it. So, it's got that. I'm not entirely sure of the video card as of yet, but I guarantee you it's probably something bare bones. From what I've been told from some other people, is this was kind of like a budget grade machine, so I'm not expecting high-end specs here either. So I'm not entirely sure of its GPU, but I guarantee you it is not going to be anything screamer. Well, let's go ahead and get into this, show you what the internals look like. That is, if I can remember how to get the case off. Don't tell me it's on the other side. Oh, okay, it's right here. One good feature I like about this case design, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a little button here that you press in, and that will allow you to move the case, remove the lever of the case, just like that. And it comes off. Now, set that on the floor. Now, I've said this before, and I'll definitely say it again. Every house I've lived in always seems to be a black hole for light. So it's kind of hard to see in here. And I'm not using my camera. I'm actually using my iPhone to record this. So, yeah. But anyway, this is what the inside looks like. I have cleaned it up a lot. I blew all the dust out of here. Here's the hard drive here, mounted here. I don't think this is the original drive. I haven't taken it out yet to look at its date to see if it was original. You have the drive here for the optical drive. Looks like a second slot free, and there's a floppy drive in here. You got your power supply. You have your graphics card. I know this is the graphics card. Ooh, that is so dark. I know that's the graphics card because there's a VGA output coming out of this PC card slot. Looks like we have a modem that is plugged into here as well. A built-in PCI modem. Got the fan. The RAM modules are hidden way back there. You can't really see it, but there's one RAM stick in there right now. I believe there's 2 RAM slots free, and from what I've been told, this machine can take a maximum of 2 gigabytes. So that is something I do plan on doing with this machine, is getting 1 gig modules, getting 2 1 gig modules to max out the RAM at 2 gigabytes. It's very hard to see in there, but it is so dark in here. But there you go, you can see it a little bit there. It has no internal Bluetooth, no internal Wi-Fi, or any of that of the such. So, let's put the cover back on. If I can get it back on with one hand, that is the trick. Come on. Its video is kind of crappy because I'm using my iPhone to record this, but that is not. There we go. I got it. It's a two-handed operation to get that cover back on. But anyway, take you through the basics of this machine. Like I said, it's got a 2 gigahertz Pentium 4 with 256 megs of RAM. It's got, open up this flap. I do like this. I do like this little flap here that hides this. I do like that. In here we have a CD-RW drive. This is not a DVD player. It is not a DVD burner. From what I can from what I know, this is a CD-ROM and CD-RW drive. Basic bare bones there. You've got 2 extra slots here that are free. See, it's got these little things that you pull out here, and you'll be able to stick in another device. So you could probably stick in like a extra hard drive or something in there. Or if you wanted to, you could have that in there, and then you could put like a Blu-ray drive or something in there. So I've got those in there for you. Got another one there. Got a built-in floppy drive. There's 2 USB ports here. I believe these are 2.0, not 1.1. I believe these are 2.0, but I'm not sure on that. Got the power button right there. And then around the back, we have everything else. So we've got power supply here. We've got PS2 inputs for both the keyboard and the mouse. Got 2 more USB ports. We've got a serial and a parallel port, built-in VGA. We've got 2 more USB ports down here. We've got built-in Ethernet. We've got audio. We've got that video card right there. And we've also got that modem. Not entirely sure why a modem is in there. That might have been installed from the factory. I'm not entirely sure. It's a little weird why a modem is in there. But again, this dates from around 2002, so I'm not entirely sure if it was factory installed or not. And there's 2 extra PC slots here that are free. So that is pretty much the tour of the machine. So let's go ahead and show you the machine working. Boink! Okay, so the machine is powering up. It's going to be a little bit hard to see. It always gets a little on the camera here, but it's very interesting. But it installed 2 versions of XP. I'm going to have to fix that. But anyway, what I've done with this machine is I have completely used one of my favorite tools. It's called Boot and Nuke from D-Band. I did it just to be on the safe side, and so I have Boot and Nuke the hard drive, and I have loaded a fresh copy of Windows XP Pro Service Pack 3 onto this machine. The things I have not done to it as of yet, I have not had a chance to put in updates. Because, as I said, this thing has no internal wireless, which means I'd have to lug this all the way back downstairs and hardwire it into the network in order to get the updates to come in and then install updates. Well, that's an all-day process in itself. And there's like 128 gazillion updates that need to be done. Yes, XP is dead. It has been dead for several months. But I'm just going to keep it at XP for now until I do upgrades and see what I'm going to do from there. I have not had a chance to put antivirus on this yet. I still got to get the drivers in here. Because I completely boot nuked the hard drive, it erased all the drivers in this machine. So I have to go on Gateway's website, and hopefully they still have the drivers for this machine. And hopefully I can find them and put the drivers in there, everything that needs to be in there. Let's see. That's pretty much all I've done with the machine so far. I haven't had a chance to get anything else done with it, simply just because it requires internet, and I haven't got that yet. So this has got a fresh copy of Windows XP Pro in it. And if I go to Control Panel and go to System, we will see all the specs. So that is a, oh dear, 2 gigahertz Pentium 4 with a whopping 512 megabytes, 550, it's 556, I'm sorry. It's 500, it's not even, it's 256. Where am I getting that? I can't even read. 256 megabytes of RAM, and there goes my penguin. But anyway, so that is the system. It's running up and running fine. I haven't had any problems with the system so far. No really weird noises, no hard drive noises or anything. Yeah, that hard drive took me by surprise, and I'll show you that too. Whoops, didn't mean to click that. Internet Explorer. One of the old, oh come on, one of the old versions there. Yeah, that took me by surprise. I'm very surprised at that. Not that. That took me by surprise right there. Total size, 74.5. So that would equate to about an 80 gigabyte hard drive. And it's just a CD-ROM drive there. But yeah, I have tested everything out on this machine. Everything seems to work. I don't have speakers for this computer right now, but I can buy those easily. I did plug in my earpods right here. And I did get audio through the machine, so I know that that's working. I plugged my earpods into the audio jack in the back, and I was getting audio through here, so we're good on that. So, future plans with this machine. What do I plan on doing? Well, what I plan on using this machine for is my primary Windows machine, because I don't have one. Yeah, it is old to run a lot of the newer stuff, but, you know, quite frankly, I don't need a very powerful Windows machine. Mainly because I don't do a lot in Windows anymore. I've mostly transitioned over to Mac. So, you know, I do all of my stuff on Mac computers. So, I mean, there are some things that I use Windows for, but it's not a whole lot anymore. And I think this machine would fit nicely. The RAM is definitely what needs to be upgraded first. From what I've been told, this machine can hold a maximum of 2 gigs of RAM. And so I plan on getting the RAM modules for that. I need to figure out what size RAM modules they are, if they're PC-133, PC-135, whatever. I need to know what size those are, so anyway I can order those. And then I can get that upgraded. The hard drive I'm going to leave alone. The hard drive seems fine. I haven't heard any clicking or weird noises coming from the drive, so that's in pretty good health, and it survived a boot nuke and a reload, so it's all good. The fan's working fine. I cleaned all the dust out of it. It was quite dusty in there, so I cleaned all that out, gave it a rub down. I just got to see if I can get rid of those marks there. I have to see if I can break out the alcohol and see if that'll get rid of it. CD drive. Oh, I've been debating about this CD drive. It does work. I mean, obviously, because I boot and nuked the computer and did everything there. There was a whole bunch of crap on this machine, stuff that shouldn't even been in here, like a bunch of adware garbage, all that free program stuff that people like to download, all that garbage. That was all in there, so boot and nuke that. Boot nuke the sucker, got rid of it. This is just a CD-ROM drive. It is a CD-RW drive, so it will burn CDs, but it will not play DVDs, and it will not burn DVDs, so I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet. I might end up leaving this in here. And like I said, there's one extra free slot here that can accommodate another one of these drives right here. Because this would accommodate like a floppy drive or a zip drive, because here's your floppy, right? I don't have any floppies around that I can put in. But anyway, I haven't tested the floppy drive, but I don't really care about that. I really don't have any use for the floppy drive though. So here you could put in like a zip drive. So here you would put a zip drive in there or something along those lines, or a second, if you wanted to put in a high density floppy drive or something, then you could easily do that. So that's what that is for. And here's the one that you put an external drive. So I could leave this here and just get like a DVD one, or I could replace it. I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet, but this isn't a big deal for me right now. I've got other things to worry about than that. The internet issue. A couple ways I could combat that. I could either buy a wireless PC card that takes up a PC slot, and it has 2 antennas that stick out the back. I could buy one of those, or I did find a little USB thing. It's very, very tiny. It's like this small, very, very small. And I think it's actually meant for laptops, I think, but I think it'll work on desktops too. And it's a little itty-bitty little dongle, and it plugs into the USB port, and it runs the wireless driver off the USB port. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to do. I'm probably going to do the USB one. There's like USB ports galore on this machine. So, and then plus I also have a USB hub. Needless to say, if I need any more USB ports, I always have the hub that I could use as well. Speakers, I will have to get a cheap pair of speakers. Nothing anything fancy at the moment, but that should be fine. Just a cheap pair of speakers will do just fine for now. So yeah, I do plan on spending some money and upgrading this machine. I got to figure out what its GPU is. I need to get in here and figure out its GPU and stuff. But this is kind of be like a project for some other day. I've got a lot of stuff going on right now, so this is kind of being put on the back burner. But yeah, it's fully functional right now. That's all I've got for you in this video. It's a cool find. I paid nothing for it, for a freebie. Or as some people call a trash find, it's a freebie and it works, so I'm happy. And then at the end of the day, we can just go here and go to turn off, and then turn off there. Bye-bye. And then it will just shut down. So that is all I've got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will have future videos on this computer. As soon as I do other upgrades and stuff, I will do future videos on this machine. And I hope you guys enjoyed. So thank you very, very much. Subscribe if you want to hit more. Hit that little subscribe button if you want to see more from the Techies world. And thank you so much for watching, as always.
Yo, fresh haircut, fresh cars, fresh homeboys, fresh stars. About to bring 4 girls back 5 stars. Famous, without the fuss, I'm hard. From the shit at the house to the telly. Cause I'm born just to have it. Gotta have it like a teddy, like a child. I was ready, hit the pedal like a Chevy.